As a year within business, there have been a lot of products that I think that I could not have lived without as a small business owner of my art and stationery shop. So I wanted to kind of go over that with you folks. So the very first thing that I needed to start my business was money. Now, having money in general to start my small business was necessary because I needed to start from scratch and purchase things that I didn't already have. And that basically means fronting up the cash. The list that I'm about to talk about for things that I found necessary for my small business, products and items that I could not live without as a small business owner, are a combination of items of things that I currently have and items that I purchased. The next item that I needed that I already had is an iPad. I was luckily gifted this iPad for Christmas, and it was the 9th generation iPad. It's a little bit on the older side. It's not out of date. It still works perfectly fine. I love her. We stand by her. She is beautiful. She's right here. She literally does everything that my MacBook does. I've had her for about 3 years now. She's been really good to me so far. I basically do a lot of my digital art and manage my business on my iPad as well if I don't have my MacBook. The next item that I did not have that I have purchased since being in business was Procreate. Now, Procreate is a digital art creating platform. I use multiple different mediums, and Procreate is one of the most important ones that I use. There's a new update where the brushes are actually pretty good, so I like that. The next items, I kind of like grouped this together. It's my art supplies, and I've already had a bunch of these because I have been into art for a really long time. And I have my watercolor sets, my acrylic art paint, I have my paint brushes and my canvases. All of those items I've already had, and I use those as other mediums where I then scan them on my printer. That leads me into my next item. So my next item is an item that I needed that I purchased, and it's my printer. I've had this printer for about a year. It's the Epson EcoTank. I believe it's the 8550 one. It's the bigger one. The main reason why I purchased this printer is because it saves on ink, because it's an EcoTank. It's a refillable one. It's not like cartridges. Also, it can print on different mediums, so it can print on regular paper, cardstock, different thickness levels as well. And it also has a scanning capability. All these aspects are very important to me because I use all different types of mediums. I use digital art, I use watercolor, I use acrylic, and I use different kind of canvases. So I either use like sheets of paper or I use like canvases. Having all those 3 points really matter to me because depending on which way I feel like creating art. The next thing that I purchased that I did not have was a paper cutter so that I could cut out my stickers, my thank you cards, my greeting cards, what have you. And I've had this item for about a year, and it's the Portrait Silhouette. Although there are times where I literally want to square up and fight because she doesn't cut 100% of the time. I've had a lot of battles with her because it doesn't work, and it takes a really long time to cut a lot of my thicker artworks, like my stickers. I always find a way to make her work. Sometimes I just need to turn her off, turn her back on again.
Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Give her a little break, a little bit of R&R, and then she works right back. She snaps right back into it. I will say that this machine is a lot better than when I used to try and cut my stickers by hand. That was a terrible kind of thing to do. I don't think that I ever want to cut them by hand ever again. I will say that if my cutter ever decides to die on me, I think I might purchase a Cricut, but the yearly subscription is something that I'm not very fond of just for the software to go ahead and cut the items. I mean, a Cricut is already expensive. Why do I have to pay a subscription on top of that just to use it? Like, that to me is kind of ridiculous. But I mean, if it works better than Silhouette, it might be worth a try. I'm thinking about it. The next item is the most expensive item that I've purchased so far, and I feel like she is so necessary to have. It's made everything so much easier, and it's this girl right here. It's my MacBook Pro. I've been wanting a MacBook Pro for a really long time now. I've had one previously, but she died out on me. I don't know, it's like she just won't turn back on. And then ever since then, I was like, I'm gonna stick with the MacBook Air because she's light. So I have a MacBook Air. She's old. She's an ancient one, but I've had her since like 2017. She's not as robust as my MacBook Pro, and I use her so often, like literally all the time. She's beautiful. I use her to manage my business, my storefronts. I use her to edit. Sometimes I mostly do my editing on my phone now. I love her. She connects to my printer. She connects to my cutter so effortlessly. It makes everything so much easier. I can walk around the house while I'm printing and cutting stickers or thank you cards or whatever, or I'm making orders. I can just use her. I just open her up and then she's good to go. I used to have an Acer as well. Sometimes she works, sometimes she turns on, sometimes she doesn't. When I would print on the Acer, which is a Windows 11, when I printed on her, the print settings weren't as accurate as my MacBook Pro. My MacBook Pro definitely is a lot more accurate to what I make. It just looks so much better when I print it. I think it looks a lot more elegant. It's not as harsh, and it's actually what my painting and my art looks like. We stand by her. We stand by this MacBook Pro. I've had her for about a year. She's been really good to me. The next one is items that come and go. Just basically my supplies for my art products, which is like my stickers, greeting cards, and bookmarks, because I do everything in-house, right? So this consists of anything from like my sticker paper, my cardstock paper, my laminating paper, self-adhesive magnets, inventory that comes in and goes. The next item I've purchased is my Etsy shop, and I love her. She is kind of where I sell most of my items. I will always keep her, but her expenses is not as expensive as my Shopify website, but the fees and the marketing and the advertising is definitely a lot more. I basically net about 60% of my gross profit because the rest is like marketing fees and transaction fees and Etsy fees. I do sell a lot more there, so it's like I like her. I've had my Etsy shop for about a year. I'm gonna keep her. And also it's 20 cents per month per listing. 20 cents isn't that bad for a month for one item, I think. And then the next thing that I have is my Shopify website. She is so expensive, and I don't make as much sales on her as my Etsy shop because it's a platform where people go to buy stuff. For people to find my website, like they have to actively find my website. Like I have to do a lot of marketing on my own. And my Shopify website, it's either a monthly subscription, and I like the platform. It was very easy to use. There's a lot of different templates. You can either do free ones or purchase them. I personally do the free ones because I already purchased the platform. I don't know why they make you purchase more templates when you're already paying so much for a subscription. But you could also do a starter subscription, which monthly is like $35 or something, but after taxes it becomes like $40 a month. And then if you do like the yearly or the annual plan, it's like $25 or $29 a month, so you save like $10 a month. So that's the one that I did, and I've had my Shopify website for about a year. I made a couple sales. Sales did not cover the yearly subscription, which is about like $300. Did not cover that just from my Shopify website. But I will say I am going to repurchase her this year. Last year I didn't really stay consistent with product drops and product creations and making more items as much as I wanted to, and then my website needed a lot of more revamps, and I haven't really been revamping her. I just did a revamp, and I like it when I revamp her. Ever since I've been consistent, I've seen a lot more impressions and clicks and views on top of my website, which is something that you can see. I'm gonna give her another try since I'm being consistent. And also with the plan that I have, you can do in-person sales, and it's something that I want to keep on doing just because I really want to do a pop-up this year, and I need a way to do the transactions in person, and Shopify offers that for in-person sales. The next thing that I did, and this is also a reason why I'm planning on keeping Shopify, is because I purchased a domain name through Shopify, and it's like $16 a year. Every year you have to repurchase your domain name. Now I'm sure there's a lot of places where you could purchase your domain name for a lot cheaper. I found like GoDaddy, but I was kind of sketched out on those, so I decided to just go through Shopify. $16 for a year isn't that much. It's cheaper than a Netflix subscription, so I mean, I think it's worth it. I just recently purchased her, so I've had her for about a week, and I really like her, and I just feel like I'm a lot more professional in my business. It makes everything easier, and also you can set up an email where you use your domain name, so you can have like support at the name of your website, and it just looks so much better. I don't know how long they're gonna be barking for. I really thought they were done. I don't think they're done yet. Don't mind the dogs barking in the background. Actually, the next item that I've already had that I use all the time is my iPhone 14 Pro. I've had this phone for about 3 years. I record everything on her. I edit everything on her, like my shorts, my reels, my YouTube videos, and she has not done me wrong yet. I literally do everything on my iPhone just like I do everything on top of my laptop, on top of my iPad, but I will say I use my iPhone a lot more because I use my camera for recording content and taking product photos and editing as well. Although I do all of that, I also manage my business on my iPhone. She is a must and I've had her for about 3 years. I don't know if it's really necessary for me to purchase a new iPhone or to purchase a new camera because she's been working for me just fine. The next item that I love so much that I've just recently been gifted since Christmas is my Blue Yeti microphone. A moment of silence. The dogs agree. I really didn't think that I needed a microphone as much as I needed her. I either used my microphone on my iPhone or I used the microphone that I got off of like Amazon for like $20. And the quality of this microphone versus my phone in general and the microphone from Amazon, top tier. This bad boy, top tier. I feel so professional using her when I'm recording videos as well as when I'm doing voiceovers, and it just sounds super crystal clear. I don't feel like I have to yell. Like when I used my other items, I felt like I had to yell constantly and I hated it. But now I can just talk in my regular voice and you guys can hear me just fine. I love her and she's pink and she's so beautiful. I love her. The last item that I feel like I need are my dongles. So because I use my iPhone a lot and my MacBook, I need adapters. So I have dongle adapters. So I ordered these from Amazon and they're like super cheap. And the one on my iPhone it goes from Lightning to USB, which allows me to use my microphone. It also has an SD card reader. SD card reader is something that I found necessary, especially when I'm recording content that is like really big files. I can't airdrop it or just use a USB to connect it. Like it will take like 10 years. Like I can't. So doing the SD card helps a lot, and then I just like drop it into my files, put it in an SD card, put it onto my laptop, and or put it onto like an external hard drive just for safekeeping on top of my laptop because I have like an external monitor, and then I also use like keyboard and like a mouse, and of course with this laptop everything is just USB-C. So I needed a dongle to go for PC to HDMI to USB-C to USB. Those have helped me so much. So all of these products over the year I've been in business has helped me tremendously. It has made my life a lot easier, and I hope that if you are on your journey of starting a business, if it's an art business or a stationery business or just a business in general, I hope that this video helped you out and it gives you some insight. Like a lot of them aren't really that necessary, but for me, I could have made do without like my laptop. I could have made do without the microphone. Now that I have all of these items, I truly believe that I will never ever go back to using things without them. For me, it makes it a lot more enjoyable. Even though I could have made do without a couple of them, it makes everything so much easier, more efficient, more enjoyable. Thank you all so much for watching and staying tuned, and until next week Saturday, I'll see you folks later. Bye.